Evening everybody, how are we all doing? Okay, I know what most of you are probably thinking. Wait, he's not talking about Smallville, he's not talking about Superman, he's not talking about DC Comics, he's talking about No Ordinary Family. Now, I'll tell you why. It's because I've been watching this program since it first started, obviously. I did read a bit of information about it, about who was going to be in it and what the show was going to be about, and I suppose it was the whole superhero aspect was what grabbed my attention more than anything. I watched the pre-aired pilots as well, and as soon as I watched that, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy this show. I can see this show being really, really good and really fun and exciting to watch, and it reminds me of a live action of The Incredibles. If you've seen The Incredibles, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and it was just, so far, I can't fault it. You know, I've not found anything wrong with the show so far. It stars Michael Chiklis, who used to be in The Shield, and also from Fantastic Four movies. Julie Benz, who plays his wife, Jimmy Bennett and Kay Panabaker, who play his children. So they're known as the Powell family. They're basically a dysfunctional family, as it were, and it starts off with Jim taking his family to on vacation because he has a feeling that, you know, his family are starting to split apart. They're not gelling as they used to. They're not as close as what they used to be. So he figures, you know, a nice family vacation will bring them together. Unfortunately, they have a plane accident. They land in a pond of what can only be described as special water. The reason why we say it's special is because after they get back, extraordinary things suddenly happen to each and every one of them. Jim suddenly has super strength. He's almost unbreakable. He can this is the best bit, right? Because his colleague, well, I say his colleague, his best friend and sidekick, George St. Cloud, played by Romani Malco, basically just eggs him on to further his new powers. You know, as I say, he's got superhuman strength. He's almost he's pretty much invulnerable. But what makes it so exciting is the fact that he can leap tall buildings in a single bound. And what was it? The other thing George said: "You're more powerful than a train." And Jim's having to say no, locomotive. And in this episode, what really made me laugh, I thought, oh my god, it's getting too much like Superman. I thought he said, "No, locomotive. You must be confusing me with somebody else." I was like, yeah, I think he is. I thought, brilliant. It's quirky. It's got some funny quips. It's witty. There is a lot of morals in the show, though. I mean, it really does come down to family bonding and what to do in a situation when one of your kids is not honest to you, because JJ, towards the end of the pilot episode, he starts to get powers, and his powers is that he's a super genius, and he doesn't tell his parents for like 4 episodes until the 5th episode, and it's then that they realise that, you know, he's a super genius, and because of his super genius, he suddenly decides to play football. Imagine using your power for that, you know. He's not exactly built for football, but there you go. Stephanie Powell, Jim's wife, is super fast, pretty much faster than a speeding bullet. And then you've got Daphne, who has the ability to read minds. So it's amazing. It really is amazing. The effects in particular, I mean, I honestly thought that by watching this show, I thought the effects may not be up to scratch. The effects, you know, because it seems like a simple show, but I wouldn't call it a rip-off of Heroes, but in my mind, I think it's what Heroes could have been. You know, I mean, Heroes was very serious. It was deep. It was dark. There was that grittiness about it. Whereas with the No Ordinary Family, it's fun. And, you know, someone's actually put on here on IMDb that it's Fantastic Four meets Heroes, whereas for me it's more of a live action Incredibles meets Heroes kind of thing. Excuse me. So you've got all of that chucked in. As I say, there's a lot of reference to Superman chucked in as well, which is awesome. I'm sure there's references to the Flash, what with Stephanie having that ability, but it really is just awesome. You know, Michael Chiklis already is known for playing a superhero, you know, from playing Ben Grimm from the Fantastic Four movie, so he's already well into the whole superhero stuff anyway. But all in all, I absolutely think that this show could go really far. I'm actually quite pleased that NBC have taken on a full season now, so that will definitely allow me to really enjoy this show for the next, you know, for the next 7-8 months, however long it's going to go on for. I really hope it goes on for another 2, maybe 3, who knows, 5 seasons in total. I would like to see it carry on for a few more years, because I think it's got the potential. The foundation is there. As I say, with the effects in particular, I honestly did think at first that it weren't going to be that good, but seriously, the effects are awesome, especially for Stephanie Powell's when she's running. Honestly, they slow her down, but you can still see the background sort of, you know, vibrating in some sense. You know, her vibrations of her molecules is like leaving a bit of a mark. Her trails, her speed trails and everything is just awesome. I'm sorry, but the guys at Smallville need to learn a thing or two from No Ordinary Family. I'm sorry, but they do. I love Smallville, but I think No Ordinary Family in the effects department really know what they're doing. So yeah, I think you guys should hire whoever's working at No Ordinary Family for the rest of the season 10 of Smallville. So yeah, that might work. But no, honestly, overall, I can't fault it. I honestly cannot fault the show whatsoever so far. So I can't wait. And the other best thing about this show is that so far what we found is, you know, we thought that just the Powell family were the only people with powers. Not the case. No, we've now realised that there are other people with powers as well, and I'm particularly liking this one dude who has the ability to like hold people. He has the ability that Sylar had, you know, to move things with his mind, kind of thing. You know, I mean, obviously we know that Sylar had multiple powers and had a way of getting them, but one of the major powers that he had was, you know, telekinesis, as it were. So yeah, I can see this show really working really well, and I love the familial element as well, the sentimental element. There's a lot of emotion. It's a dysfunctional family who were already dysfunctional before they had powers. Now they're even sort of more dysfunctional that they've got powers in a way, and they're still trying to deal with these powers and, you know, how to use them. Obviously JJ, as I said, has already joined the football team. Jim is out fighting crime, even though he really shouldn't be, because his wife is a bit worried about that. You've got Daphne with her reading minds is reading minds that she shouldn't be reading, or sometimes getting certain things confused by reading people's minds and then putting 2 and 2 together and getting 5. So yeah, the dysfunctionality is still there. That's the problem. They're still there, and I think that's the main basis for this show, is that they are a dysfunctional family. How can they progress now that they've got powers? So who knows? All right, if you like what I've just spoken about, if you think that you would like for me to do more regarding No Ordinary Family, let me know in the comments below. Let me know, tell me what you think, and I'd happily do some more. I mean, I have been toying with the idea for the past week or two, so I thought after tonight's episode, I thought, you know what, bugger it, I'm just going to do a review. Let's just talk about it. Let's see what people think. If it gets people interested, by all means, let me know, and I'll definitely come back next week and do another one. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks a lot. See you later.